Hello, and welcome back to Speak English Daily.
Hi, everyone. We are very happy to see you here today.
Before we start, tap like and subscribe to Speak English Daily so you don't miss future conversations that help your English grow naturally. All right, let's begin. Today, we're talking about something small that secretly controls many big parts of your life. Not motivation, not talent, not intelligence. Your reaction. The moment between what happens and what you do next.
Yeah, that tiny moment decides if your day becomes calm or chaotic. You know those times when everything was fine and then one message, one comment, one mistake changed your mood for hours?
Or sometimes the change is instant. You open your phone in the morning and see an email. Nothing terrible, just short. But your brain starts a movie. They're unhappy with me. I did something wrong. Today will be stressful. And suddenly you feel tired before the day even starts.
The funny part is, the situation didn't really grow. Only the reaction grew. Our mind adds sound effects, background music, and a whole dramatic story.
Exactly. So today, we're learning the art of no reaction. Not no feelings, that's impossible, we are human, but the skill of choosing a calmer response instead of an automatic one.
Because automatic reactions are fast, but not always helpful. They feel powerful in the moment and uncomfortable later. Like when you send a message quickly and then read it again 5 minutes later thinking, "Why did I write that?"
I've done that too many times, especially when I'm tired. My patience becomes very small and my emotions become very loud.
Same here. Hunger plus tiredness equals terrible decision-making.
So let's define a key idea for today: self-control. Self-control means your feelings are present, but they are not the boss. You still feel annoyed, worried, or excited, but you pause before acting.
And another useful word is composed. Composed means you appear steady and calm, even if inside your thoughts are busy. Your heart may run a marathon, but your voice walks slowly.
I love that description, voice walking slowly. That's the goal. Not freezing, not pretending nothing matters, just steady behavior.
Because reacting instantly often creates problems that didn't exist before. A short delay often prevents a long regret.
We'll explore different situations today. Moments when you want to quit something, moments when a small problem spreads into the whole day, moments when people push your emotions, and how to stay balanced through all of them.
And don't worry about understanding every word. This conversation is designed for learners around intermediate level. You can relax and let your brain catch meaning naturally.
Also, near the end, we'll review important words together so they stay in your memory longer.
So take a breath, maybe adjust your posture, and notice how you feel right now. Because awareness is the first step to control. If you can notice your reaction, you can change your reaction.
Let's begin with a very common battlefield, the morning.
Mornings decide more than we think.
So imagine this. The alarm rings, your eyes open, but your energy stays under the blanket. Your first thought is not, "I will grow today." Your first thought is, 5 more minutes.
5 minutes becomes 15 very quickly.
Then you reach for your phone. Maybe there's a message from work, maybe a notification, maybe nothing important at all, but your brain wakes up fast and starts judging the day before the day even starts.
I used to lose whole mornings because of that. One small annoyance and my motivation disappeared. I would say, okay, today is already bad, so why try?
The interesting thing is, successful people also wake up tired. They also feel slow and unmotivated sometimes. The difference is not their feelings. The difference is their first action.
Right, they don't wait for a perfect mood, they do a small task anyway.
There's a strong word for this: relentless. Relentless means you continue toward your goal again and again, even when your emotions say stop.
Not aggressive, not stressed, just consistent.
Exactly. For example, you plan to practice English for 20 minutes, but you feel lazy. A reaction mind says, tomorrow. A controlled mind says, okay, 10 minutes.
10 minutes sounds small, but it changes identity. You become a person who shows up even without motivation.
And that builds self-control because you prove to yourself that feelings are not instructions, they are information.
I like that idea. Feelings give weather reports, not orders.
Some days your internal weather says heavy rain, but you still walk outside with an umbrella and continue life.
I remember when I was learning English, listening practice felt exhausting after work. My brain said rest, videos later. I listened for just 5 minutes anyway. Most days I continued longer once I started.
Starting is often the hardest moment. After the first action, the resistance becomes smaller.
So the real morning victory is not waking up excited, it's acting before negotiating with your emotions too much.
Yes, less talking with the lazy voice, more small movement.
This also protects your confidence. When you skip your plan many times, your brain stops trusting you.
But when you complete even a tiny promise, your brain relaxes. It learns you are reliable.
Reliable to yourself. That's powerful.
Before we continue, I want to ask you something. When your morning starts badly, what is your usual reaction? Do you quit your plan, or do you still try a small action? Tell us in the comments.
Good question. Awareness changes habits. If listeners notice their pattern, they can slowly adjust it.
So, point 1 is simple. Don't wait for the right feeling. Choose a small action and power through the beginning.
Power through means continue even when comfort is low.
Now let's talk about something that ruins many good days. One bad moment.
Just one, not 10, not a disaster, a small mistake.
Maybe your teacher corrects you. Maybe a client cancels a meeting. Maybe you spill tea on your notes.
And suddenly your brain says, today is terrible.
It's interesting how fast that decision happens. The day has many hours, but we judge all of them because of 5 minutes.
I used to do that a lot. If my morning work felt messy, I carried the frustration everywhere. Lunch felt worse, practice felt pointless, evening felt heavy.
Like coloring the entire page because one corner has ink.
Exactly. I didn't separate events.
A helpful mindset is this. Your day is not one block, it's many separate spaces. A problem in one space does not need to enter the others.
For example, a stressful meeting does not have to control your evening walk or your English study.
But emotionally, it feels connected, so we react as if everything is broken.
This is where another strong word helps, resilient. A resilient person recovers quickly after difficulty.
Not ignoring the problem, not pretending it was nice, just standing back up and continuing the next part normally.
I remember I once recorded audio for hours, and the file was empty, completely silent. I wanted to cancel the whole day.
Painful moment.
Very. But after a short walk, I told myself that was one event, not the whole schedule. I recorded again. The second recording was actually better.
That is resilience in action. You allowed disappointment, but you didn't expand it.
Sometimes we keep replaying the mistake in our mind. That repetition keeps the emotion alive.
A useful phrase here is shake it off. Shake it off means release the feeling and continue.
Not instantly happy, just not trapped anymore.
You acknowledge the moment, learn if needed, then close that mental door.
Otherwise, the brain keeps searching for more negative evidence to match the mood.
And that creates a chain reaction. One small event invites 10 negative thoughts.
So the practice is simple but difficult. Pause, label the event as one part, and restart the next activity with fresh attention.
The past 5 minutes should not steal the next 5 hours.
When people master this, their days feel lighter even though problems still exist.
Let's move into another situation where reactions grow very fast. other people.
Yes, emotions become stronger when humans are involved.
Especially at work, school, or group projects. Many opinions, many expectations, and sometimes misunderstandings.
And in those moments, we often speak before thinking. There's a phrase for that, in the heat of the moment.
When feelings rise quickly and words escape quickly.
I once had a discussion about a plan I prepared. A teammate questioned a small detail. My brain heard criticism, not curiosity. I defended everything immediately, and my tone became sharp.
Later, you realized it wasn't an attack.
Exactly, he just wanted clarification. My reaction created tension that didn't need to exist.
This happens because the mind tries to protect identity. It thinks fast response equals strength.
But calm response is usually stronger.
Yes, composed behavior shows control. Composed means steady voice, steady face, even if your thoughts are active.
Not silent forever, just delayed response.
One simple tool is breathing once before speaking. It sounds small, but it interrupts automatic reaction.
I use another trick. I ask a question instead of giving a defense. It slows the conversation and gives me time to think.
That prevents regret sentences. We all know those sentences that visit our mind at night when we try to sleep.
Oh yes, midnight replay theater.
Some people do the opposite problem. They never react at all. They bottle up their feelings.
Bottle up means storing emotions inside without expression.
For days or months, outwardly calm but internally building pressure.
Then one tiny event releases everything and surprises everyone.
Balanced control sits in the middle, not explosive, not silent forever. You choose the right time and words.
You might say, "Let me think about this and respond later."
That sentence alone protects many relationships.
Reaction speed often decides conflict size.
So, when you feel emotional energy rising, notice it like a signal, not a command.
A signal to slow down.
Now let's talk about something even more sensitive, judgment. This one touches identity very quickly.
Yes, when someone labels you, criticizes you, or puts you into a small box.
Sometimes the box is called a stereotype. A stereotype is a simple and often unfair belief about a person or group.
For example, the idea that if you speak English with mistakes, you are not intelligent. That idea is false, but many people still feel it.
Or the belief that quiet people are weak leaders.
These labels can influence our reactions deeply. Instead of reacting to the real situation, we react to fear of the label.
I remember when I started speaking publicly, a few comments said my voice was too calm. I reacted by trying to change my natural style immediately.
Did it help?
Not really. I felt uncomfortable and less authentic. Later, I realized I needed a thicker skin.
Grow a thick skin means learning not to be emotionally injured by every comment.
It doesn't mean you ignore feedback. It means you evaluate it calmly.
Exactly. Some feedback helps growth. Some comments are simply noise.
The problem happens when we react to noise as if it is truth.
That reaction can stop progress. You might quit a goal because of one opinion.
Instead, a better response is rise above it. Rise above it means choosing higher behavior instead of entering small arguments.
For example, if someone laughs at your pronunciation, you continue practicing instead of fighting.
That shows internal stability.
Stability grows when your goals are stronger than your fear of opinion.
And being resilient helps here too. If one comment hurts, you recover and continue.
The truth is, people will always have opinions. Your reaction decides whether those opinions guide your life.
If you chase every comment, you lose direction. But if you focus on steady improvement, comments become background noise.
Emotional control in this area builds long-term confidence.
Now we arrive at a place where reactions quietly shape the future, decisions.
Decisions look logical from the outside, but inside, they are emotional battles.
Very true. Often, we don't struggle to understand the options, we struggle to manage the feelings around the options.
Fear of regret, fear of judgment, fear of wasting time.
And excitement, too. Sometimes, excitement pushes us to change plans too quickly.
I used to change my study strategy every week. New notebook, new app, new schedule. Each time I felt motivated for 2 days.
Then the feeling disappeared?
Yes, and I reacted by searching for another perfect system instead of continuing the current one.
That is a reaction to emotion, not a decision based on direction.
Exactly. I wasn't decisive. Decisive means making a clear choice and giving it enough time to work.
Without decisiveness, progress resets again and again. You always return to the beginning.
What helped me was separating thinking time and feeling time.
Explain that.
First, I allowed myself to feel everything. Doubt, boredom, excitement. I wrote it down, but I didn't decide yet.
So emotions had space, but no authority.
Right. Later, I looked only at facts. Does this method improve my skill? Can I realistically follow it? Then I chose and promised to follow it for a fixed period.
That promise is self-control in action. You respect the decision even when daily feelings change.
Some days my mind still suggested switching plans, but I reminded myself that discomfort does not equal wrong direction.
That sentence is powerful. Discomfort is often part of growth, not a warning sign.
We often react to short-term emotion instead of long-term intention.
Another example is starting something new, like speaking English with strangers. The first conversations feel uncomfortable, so the reaction is avoidance.
But avoidance teaches the brain that fear was correct.
While staying a little longer teaches the brain safety.
That's why consistent action matters more than perfect mood.
Also important is limiting decision frequency. Too many decisions increase emotional noise.
For example, choosing your study time once and keeping it daily instead of negotiating every day.
Each negotiation drains energy and invites reaction.
A fixed plan reduces emotional debate.
Then your energy goes into learning, not choosing.
Another trap is asking too many people for opinions. Advice can help, but too much advice confuses direction.
Because every opinion carries emotion, and your mind reacts to each one differently.
You start doubting stable choices.
A composed approach is listening, then returning to your core goal.
Goals act like a compass. Emotions are weather around the compass.
Weather changes daily. Direction should not.
That doesn't mean stubbornness. If clear evidence appears, you adjust calmly, not impulsively.
Calm adjustment is a decision. Impulsive switching is a reaction.
I also noticed speed matters. Important decisions need slow thinking. Quick decisions need simple rules.
Like replying politely when unsure instead of writing long explanations immediately.
Exactly. Delay protects clarity.
And clarity protects confidence.
When you act decisively, your mind relaxes. Constant reconsidering keeps anxiety active.
So emotional control gives peace, not only productivity.
You trust yourself more because your behavior becomes predictable.
Predictable to yourself, flexible to reality.
That balance is maturity.
And it grows step by step. One decision kept, one reaction delayed, one plan respected.
Over time, you notice fewer dramatic changes and more steady improvement.
Now, let's slow everything down and help your English settle. We talked about reactions, emotions, decisions, and control. That is a lot for one conversation. So we will walk calmly through some key words and expressions again, step by step.
This part is like stretching after exercise. It helps your brain relax and remember.
Exactly. You don't need to write. You can simply listen and repeat softly if you want.
Let's begin with stereotype. A stereotype is a simple and often unfair belief about a person or group.
For example, there is a stereotype that if someone is quiet, they are not confident. That is not always true.
Or the stereotype that making grammar mistakes means you are not intelligent. That is also not true.
Repeat slowly. Stereotype.
One more time. Stereotype.
Next word, decisive. A decisive person makes clear choices and does not change their mind every day without reason.
For example, she was decisive about her study schedule and followed it for 3 months.
Or, he was decisive during the meeting and chose one clear direction.
Repeat. Decisive.
Slowly. Decisive.
Now let's revisit in the heat of the moment. This phrase describes acting or speaking when emotions are very strong.
For example, he sent an angry message in the heat of the moment and later felt embarrassed.
Or she raised her voice in the heat of the moment, but apologized after calming down.
Repeat. In the heat of the moment.
Again, in the heat of the moment.
Next expression, shake it off. When you shake it off, you release a negative feeling and continue forward.
For example, I made a mistake during my presentation, but I decided to shake it off and continue speaking.
Or, she was upset in the morning, but she shook it off before meeting her friends.
Repeat. Shake it off.
Shake it off.
Now, bottle up your feelings. This means keeping emotions inside without expressing them.
For example, he bottled up his feelings for weeks and then suddenly became very emotional.
Or, it is healthier to talk about problems instead of bottling up your feelings.
Repeat slowly. Bottle up your feelings.
Again, bottle up your feelings.
Now, the word composed. When you are composed, you appear calm and steady, even if you feel nervous inside.
For example, she stayed composed during the interview, even when questions were difficult.
Or, he felt anxious but tried to remain composed while speaking in public.
Repeat. Composed.
One more time, composed.
Next word, resilient. A resilient person recovers after difficulty and continues trying.
For example, she failed the test but was resilient and studied again.
Or he faced criticism but remained resilient and improved his skills.
Repeat slowly. Resilient.
Again, resilient.
Now, self-control. Self-control means managing your thoughts and actions even when emotions are strong.
For example, I felt angry, but with self-control I responded calmly.
Or, learning English requires self-control because you practice even when motivation is low.
Repeat. Self-control.
Again, self-control.
Now, grow a thick skin. This expression means becoming less sensitive to criticism.
For example, if you create content online, you must grow a thick skin.
Or she grew a thick skin at work and stopped taking every small comment personally.
Repeat. Grow a thick skin.
Slowly. Grow a thick skin.
Next phrase, rise above it. When you rise above it, you choose calm and mature behavior instead of reacting negatively.
For example, people laughed at his accent, but he rose above it and continued practicing.
Or, she chose to rise above it instead of arguing.
Repeat. Rise above it.
Rise above it.
Now, relentless. Relentless describes someone who continues steadily towards a goal without stopping.
For example, her practice was relentless. She studied every day even when she felt tired.
Or he was relentless with his fitness routine and slowly became stronger.
Repeat. Relentless.
Again, relentless.
And finally, power through. When you power through, you continue and finish something even when you feel uncomfortable.
For example, she powered through the last 10 minutes of her study session.
Or, he was exhausted but powered through and completed the project.
Repeat. Power through.
Once more, power through.
Even listening carefully to these words builds familiarity. Language grows through repetition.
And growth in life works the same way. Small, repeated actions create strong habits.
If today you remember only one idea, let it be this. Feelings are real, but they are not the final authority.
You can feel nervous and still speak.
You can feel tired and still practice.
You can feel criticized and still rise above it.
That is emotional leadership.
Before you sleep tonight, try writing one sentence using one of these expressions. For example, I felt lazy, but I powered through my English practice.
Or, I wanted to quit, but I was resilient.
Keep it simple and honest.
Consistency matters more than perfection.
Take a slow breath now. Relax your shoulders. Notice that you stayed with this entire conversation in English.
That already shows focus.
That already shows effort.
And effort repeated becomes progress.
This is Anna.
This is Mike.
And you've been listening to Speak English Daily.
Keep learning, keep practicing, and keep choosing your reactions wisely.